Here's some examples of the casting. So once it's all melted down, to make the coin blanks, this is just a piece of black iron that I cut. So you just pour into there, and getting a thickness that you want is difficult because you can't really, get the same thickness all the time. So that's how I make the coins. These are just ingots that I've made for future use or whatever. When you get extra, because you never do just what you want for casting, you always want to make sure that you got enough. So I'd pour the excess in either this cast iron muffin tin, which actually works really good, or this right here, which is a graphite ingot mold. The problem with this particular one, if you're going to buy some, again, Amazon or off the internet, you can get them. Try and get ones that have angled sides. If you see, this side here is fairly square. As the material shrinks, it should pull away from these sides. But I found that these right here that have straight sides are hard to get out. So if you can get an ingot mold that's more like this right here, V-shaped, they do have these, the square ones, with a V shape. They come out a whole lot easier. So that's that. And then I have done a little bit of sand casting. I use Petrobond, again, get it off the internet. This is just a two-sided frame. These were actually made from cheap Easter chocolate. So went to Walmart, bought some really cheap chocolate. It's one-sided, so there's a flat side, and then your 3D side. So that's different things that you can do once it's melted. And then I'll set up and show you some of the cleaning and polishing. Okay, so I've actually got a plan for this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you parts as I'm doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this side down nice and flat. I just got this weekend, which is going to make life a whole lot easier. You can get a nice flat surface with this here. I had been using just a hand grinder, and it's very hard to get a nice flat, smooth, even surface. But with this sander here, it works pretty well. So again, I'm going to sand this side down. I'm going to sand this side down smooth, and I'll do the edge here as well. So I will come back and show you some of the process once I get set up. One thing that I didn't mention yet is whenever you're working with these metals, it's important to, again, do your research. Make sure that you're doing it safely. Obviously, safety glasses. You should also have a respirator mask, which right now are really hard to come by, but I did manage to finally get some filters for mine. You want to make sure that it's good for metal fumes, because you should not be inhaling any more metal fumes, which includes the dust, than you really ought to. So make sure that you get that. I'm going to get set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the respirator that I've got. I picked this up at Bath Industrial in Bath, Maine. You can get them online. You can find them. I think with all this is cleared up, I believe Home Depot actually carries these. I'm not sure about the filters. But again, do your research. Make sure that you get the right filters, because they're not all created equal. They do have these that are full face, which comes up over your eyes and everything, so that you've got the eye protection as well. Okay, so again, wear your gloves. This does get extremely hot while you're grinding it, so you'll want to, I keep a bucket of water to cool it down as I'm going, cool it down, dry it off real good, and then go back to grinding it down. So I'm going to, at some point, try and get some of this on video, but I apologize. I don't know how to get rid of the volume or mute it. I may figure it out if I try and edit this video, but just I apologize if it blares through your through the channel. All right, so here we are. A lot of grinding. Started with this bench grinder. Get down to 120 grit sandpaper on that. Then moved over to my hand drill with a couple of pads. Worked up to 2,000 grit. And there's what it looks like with 2,000 grit. So gonna move on now over here to the buffer. I'll buff it up. Then once I get it buffed up, I guess we'll move inside and I'll show you the etching part. So, all right, so I moved off the buffer here. Try and get it in the light good so that you all can see it. So shines up pretty good. So now what I'll do is I'll take it in, clean the compound off it to make sure that I get a good connection, and show you the etching. So I move the operation inside. Use this to just clean the surface of the copper. Right there. My wife has a sticker maker, which this is just some vinyl sticker material, and she's got a machine, I believe it's called Silhouette, which will cut out the designs or whatever. So I've already removed some of the letters, as you can see here. So what we'll do is once those letters are removed, take this contact paper, put it on top of it, and then transfer that sticker to the coin. Okay, so I'm all set up here. I transferred the sticker onto the coin. Trying something a little different this time. This is just copper wire that I wrapped around it. In the past, I've just set the copper on the alligator clip, but I think I had some trouble last time doing it that way. So wrapped it around good and tight. I'm hoping this works a little better for me. So again, 9-volt battery, 2 leads. One goes to the metal on the coin. The other one comes over. This is just regular Q-tip. Salt water. Dunk it in the salt water. I try and get some of the water off it, but then doing this one-handed, so bear with me. You just kind of dab it on there. Hopefully we'll see a reaction so that you can tell the difference. You can see a little bit there. So I'm going to keep going, and I will show you. Oh, there, we'll do this B as well. So Again, just using salty water. Try and get it all on there real well. So yeah, you can see it now, difference between the real shiny and the not so shiny. So that's just etching the metal is what it's doing. Okay, so there's the final results. Hopefully, somebody found this interesting and might want to try it for themselves. So, thanks for watching.